Magic vs. Bird. This wasn't just a rivalry, this was basketball's resurrection. Magic and Bird didn't just clash, they saved the NBA. Bird came to Boston with that killer stare and a jumper so pure it felt scripted. Magic landed in Los Angeles, grinning, dishing, dimes, and turning fast breaks into theater. Between 1980 and 1988, they ruled the league. Magic's Lakers won 5 rings, Bird's Celtics grabbed 3, and they faced off in the finals 3 times, with Magic taking 2. Bird had 3 straight MVPs. Magic had 3 total, both made 12 All-Star teams, and they redefined their positions. Bird with IQ and grit, Magic with flair and control. East Coast grime versus West Coast shine. Their styles were opposite, but their legacies equal impact. They became friends later, but back then, it was personal, and it made the NBA must-watch. Russell versus Chamberlain. This was the original boss fight. Wilt was a numbers god. He once dropped 100 in a game, averaged 50 in a season, and made the stat sheet look like a cheat code. But Russell, he wasn't chasing stats. He was chasing banners. While Wilt stacked records, Bill stacked 11 rings in 13 seasons, winning 7 out of 8 playoff series when they went head-to-head. Wilt had the power, the headlines, the 55 rebound nights. Russell had the dynasty, the IQ, and a defense-first mindset that turned the Celtics into an empire. They played each other 142 times. But when it mattered, Russell always seemed 5 moves ahead. And the tension? It got so real they didn't speak for 20 years. No fake handshakes, no off-season hugs, just pure legacy warfare. And Bill never blinked. Jordan versus Isiah. Before MJ ran the East, Isiah already owned it. The Pistons were a playoff machine, 3 straight finals, back-to-back titles, and a reputation for beating teams into submission. And when Jordan showed up, Isiah didn't roll out the welcome mat. The rumored 85 All-Star freeze-out, MJ never forgot. Then came the Jordan rules. Detroit's blueprint for bullying 23 out of the paint. They knocked Chicago out 3 straight postseasons. But in '91, the Bulls got revenge, sweeping the Pistons out of the East. Isiah walked off the court without a handshake, and that moment cost him more than a game. Jordan never let it go. When the Dream Team formed in '92, Isiah was left off, despite 12 All-Stars and 2 rings. MJ, already on the path to 6. Cold respect? Maybe, but a real reconciliation? Never happened. Shaq vs. Kobe, this wasn't a rivalry. This was a volcanic eruption dressed as a dynasty. Shaq touched down in LA in '96 as the most dominant big man in the league. That same year, Kobe arrived, straight out of high school, eyes locked on greatness. Together, they formed a supernova, 3 straight titles from 2000 to 2002, with Shaq grabbing all 3 finals MVPs. But behind the scenes, pure friction. Shaq called Kobe selfish. Kobe called Shaq lazy. Practices turned into battlegrounds. Interviews, Cold War. In 2004, it all exploded. Shaq was shipped to Miami. Kobe stayed and took the keys to the franchise. Shaq got a ring first in 2006. Kobe clapped back with 2 and 2 finals MVPs to match. Their resumes? Shaq finished with 4 rings, 3 finals MVPs, 1 regular season MVP, and 15 All-Star nods. Kobe, 5 rings, 2 finals MVPs, 1 MVP, and 18 All-Star selections. They made peace years later, sat down and laughed it off. But during their prime, they weren't just clashing egos, they were battling for legacy under the same banner. LeBron versus Durant. This was chess with flamethrowers. Early on, LeBron dominated more MVPs, more wins, and a finals W over KD in 2012. KD could score at will, but LeBron was the face of the league. Then in 2016, Durant joined the Warriors' Death Star, and everything flipped. In back-to-back finals, KD hit dagger threes in LeBron's face and walked away with 2 rings and 2 finals MVPs. LeBron still holds the edge. 4 titles, 4 MVPs, 4 finals MVPs. KD, 2 rings, 1 MVP, 2 finals MVPs, and one of the deadliest jumpers ever. King versus assassin. Respect? Sure. Friendship? Never. This one's all about legacy. Garnett versus Duncan. This was a silent killer versus a loud enforcer. Duncan didn't talk, just banked shots and stacked banners. KG, he barked, clapped, and hit you with a chest bump before locking you down. Both redefined the power forward spot, but only one walked away with 5 rings. Duncan, the Spurs machine. KG grinded 12 years in Minnesota with 0 help, finally breaking through in 2008 with Boston. Duncan snagged 2 MVPs, 3 finals MVPs, 10 All-NBA first teams, and 5 titles. KG, 1 MVP, 4 first teams, and that 1 emotional chip. Same number of All-Star nods. Giannis, 15, but very different energy. Duncan ran a dynasty. KG ran the fight. Westbrook versus Beverly. This wasn't hoops, it was a grudge match. In 2013, Beverly lunged at Westbrook during a timeout, tore his meniscus, and lit a fire that never went out. Russell never forgave him. Years later, the tension was still loud. Trash talk, hard fouls, and that viral quote, "He just runs around doing nothing." Beverly clapped back with full court chaos and petty antics. Westbrook was the superstar 2017 MVP, 9 All-Stars, and the triple-double king. Beverly? 0 accolades, but elite at being annoying. Even as Lakers teammates, it was cold. No love, no peace, just pure beef. Olajuwon versus Robinson. This was a masterclass in big man warfare. David Robinson had the resume: 1995 MVP, 1992 Defensive Player of the Year, and the cleanest fundamentals in the league. He was the prototype, mobile, disciplined, a walking double-double. But when he won that MVP, Hakeem Olajuwon took it personally. In the 95 Western Conference Finals, the dream cooked him alive, dropping 35 a night, spinning past him with footwork that felt illegal. Robinson had the numbers, but Hakeem had the soul of the paint. He won the series, the title, and the respect. Robinson eventually got his 2 rings in 99 and 03 next to Duncan. But in that moment, Hakeem reminded everyone who the real king was. Respectful rivalry, sure, but on the floor, it was surgical violence. Shaq versus Howard. This wasn't a rivalry, this was identity theft. Dwight got drafted by Orlando, threw on the Superman cape, and tried to reboot the Shaq script. Shaq? He wasn't having it. From day one, he called Dwight a copycat, clowning his game, downplaying his career, and throwing jabs every chance he got. Dwight stayed mostly chill, but every time he smiled, Shaq fired off another insult. Shaq had 4 titles, 3 finals MVPs, and was pure dominance. Dwight, 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards, 8 All-Stars, and 1 finals run in 2009. He even got a ring in 2020, but Shaq never gave him props. Even when Dwight went overseas, Shaq kept trolling. No playoff battles, no respect, just one long petty war that never cooled off. Isiah versus Bird. This one had smoke on every level: skill, race, pride, and pure attitude. Bird was the cold-blooded sniper from French Lick, stacking 3 MVPs in a row and leading Boston to 3 titles with that dead-eye jumper and ice-cold stare. Isiah? Detroit's floor general, a gritty, emotional guard who led the Bad Boys to back-to-back rings and owned the toughest third quarter in finals history. But in the late 80s, Celtics vs. Pistons wasn't just basketball, it was war. After Bird's legendary steal in Game 5 of the '87 ECF, Dennis Rodman said Bird was overrated because he was white. Isiah tried to explain it, but ended up co-signing the comment and the media never let it go. Bird stayed quiet. Isiah's rep took the hit. They were both 12-time All-Stars, both icons, but only one made the top 10 lists. The other, often overlooked. Their rivalry was layered with tension, legacy, and a whole lot left unsaid. If you're still watching, you already know this is just the start. Hit that subscribe, because legends may retire, but the stories never do.